Erica back on the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel, and today we're going to do a little bit of hot foiling 101. So hot foiling is all the rage, it really is. And now with the addition of the Meraki Shimmer to the Crafty Meraki store, we are going to have so much fun. But what I thought I'd do today is just go through a few of the kind of like do's and don'ts that work for me. And then hopefully this will help you along as well in your foiling journey with your foiling things. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that foiling can be a little bit hit and miss. So it does depend on what type of machine you have. I have the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil machine. There is also the Crafter's Companion Gemini machine, which has got different heat settings. The thing that made me sway for the Glimmer machine is that you literally just turn it on and it tells you the power is on. It tells you when the platform is ready, and then it has a timer button. That is it. So there's very little to kind of figure out when it comes to heat settings and pressure and temperatures and all of that. So for me, I don't want to be spending a lot of my time kind of figuring that stuff out. So that is why I went for a Glimmer machine. Now, you have to make the decision on your own whether you want to go for this type or whether you want to go for the Gemini. So weigh those up, the pros and the cons, and then pick the machine that works for you. And also bear in mind that there is a little bit of experimenting and finagling going on when you figure out what works for you. So something else that I have noticed works really, really well for me is if my machine has been on for a while, so it's very evenly hot all over. And I also put my hot foil plates on as soon as I turn it on, because I do feel that my results get better when my plates are actually very thoroughly and evenly heated. So that is something to bear in mind. The other thing is paper. So some paper will work every single time. Other paper is a bit hit and miss depending on the type of machine you have and the type of pressure, etc., etc. Now, I live in Europe, so hammer mill is very difficult to get a hold of for me. One paper that I have noticed is really, really great for me, that is readily available in Europe, is a color copy, 300 grams per square meter, and it comes in an A2. It's from Mondi. You can see here I've kept my little strip here so I can keep a track of what my paper is. So I have ready-made sort of already cut strips of paper, so I have them ready when I hot foil. Another thing to also bear in mind is that hot foiling is not a quick, like super duper fast process. So in order to ensure that you get good results, don't attempt foiling when you're in a hurry, because it's bound to go wrong. At least for me it does. So I thought today what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot foil the Love Forever, which is one of the brand new Meraki Shimmer plates. So I'm going to do that both on this color copy paper, and I'm also going to try it on the Arches hot pressed paper. Now, I have never ever tried this before, so this is a complete trial. So we are going to try that as well. But obviously with hot foiling, you do need a selection of foils, and I have quite a few. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like fully on board the crazy hot foiling train. So I have bought a lot of different colors. And if you're you're not sure which ones to get, one of these multi-packs, which has got silver, gold, brass, and pewter, is a really, really good one to start with. And I'm not gonna lie as well, I am a huge fan of the matte gold, which is this one here. It's just a really soft, beautiful gold. There's also one called Champagne. I'm a big fan of this one as well. And you'll find that there's a lot of foils coming in the shop as well. So you'll be spoiled for choice. But I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the matte gold, because the matte gold is it's a favorite of mine. Now, with these hot foil plates, the big ones, are actually skinnier than a roll of foil. So I have a little hack for you as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this out, and this is a super duper help when it comes to cutting foil. Cutting foils with scissors is very flimsy. It's very difficult. It's not fun. Just take my word for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this out, and then we're gonna measure it. So from there to about there. Okay, so we're gonna cut this out. This is actually fabric cutters, but they work brilliantly for foil. So, oops, there we go. Now, obviously we're not gonna need, this is not all gonna be needed. So what we're gonna do is we are going to use a little bit of spare foil. Right. So always save your negatives as well. So there is a solid hot foil plate from Pinkfresh Studio, which allows you to use your leftover foil. So even if you don't have one right now, save it, because you can always add it to your wish list or Christmas. So keep it. Always keep your excess or negative foils. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna place this on top of our hot foil plate, like so. And then we're gonna take this, a little bit of spare here, and place that over like that. And then we're gonna take our paper. We're gonna place that right on top. Try to make sure that we don't move that little spare piece. And then what I like to do is I take my spacer pad and my thin shim, I put those on top, and then I press the timer. So that everything is, so these two pads and the shims are holding the plate and the paper and the foil all in one place while the timer is counting down. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna need a die cutting machine as well. So while the timer is counting down, we're gonna get our die cutting machine ready. So with this, you're then gonna need to take out your normal pad and die cutting sandwich. So we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna try to get rid of all the flickering as well. So probably push this to the side. There we go. And then we're just gonna wait for this timer to go off. Now, once your machine has been on for a while, you don't actually need to wait for the timer. You can just kind of keep going, as long as just let your machine kind of, or like your foils, heat up a little bit in between each one. So this, the timer is ready. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly pull this out and push this to the side. And then we're gonna roll this through. Now, some people like to roll it through twice. I try to go really, really slow and just pass through once. The risk of overfoiling, I find, for me, is less if I just go through the once. So this is where some experimentation will come in. So depending on what type of machine you have, the pressure of your machine and your shim or your sandwich, you will find whether once or twice is good for you. So here we go. So look at that. Okay, and then this is the best part of foiling. So we're gonna peel and reveal this. And that just came out fantastic first time around. And then we're gonna take off this little extra piece here as well. And you might be worried that when you're using extra pieces, you're gonna get like gaps or whatever, but look at that. It is absolutely perfect. There's not even a line. So don't feel like you can't layer up different colors of foil or use extra pieces. Don't waste any of the foil, because it's gonna look amazing. Right, so we are going to try it with the Arches Watercolor hot pressed paper. So this time I have gone for normal gold, so no matte this time. And I've used the same fabric cutters to cut this out. And I've also cut off a little spare piece here. So our platform is ready. So we are going to pop this right on top like so. And then use our little spare piece here and puzzle in that little sticky out bit like so. And then we're gonna take our watercolor paper And we're going to place it the smooth side down and shims on top. And press the timer. So this will be super interesting because, like I said, I have never tried it with the watercolor before, but no time like the present, right? Right, so the timer is ready, and I'm going to do this off screen because the flickering when there's too much white on the screen is driving me crazy. So let's see if we can get this done quickly, but we are going to roll this through slowly still. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be pure magic. Okay, back onto the platform. So this is another thing. If you're doing foiling, as soon as you've taken it out of your die cutting machine, pop your platform back onto your machine. And then it will just keep heating up and making sure that everything that you're, so you can keep on rolling with the foiling. Right, so I mean, it's looking promising. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel, and it's not perfect. It's not perfect, I'm not gonna lie, but it probably would do for watercoloring. So this will be set aside to be tested later for sure. But what we're gonna do now, we are going to take this off and we are going to swap over to the solid hot foil plate. Now with the solid hot foil plate, it is definitely really important to make sure that that is super hot. So I'm actually gonna let this heat up for a few minutes. Even though it says that the platform is ready, I have only just put this on. So I'm going to pause here for a couple of minutes, and then I will be back when I feel like this has been hot enough. Right, I am fairly certain that this is now hot enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our foil shiny side down. This is also a key thing. Don't foil your plates with foil. You're going to want to foil your paper. Right, so we are going to place this down, and then we're going to take a big piece of paper. So this is bigger than the actual hot foil piece. And then we're going to put our shims on top. And then we're going to press the timer. Now, something that I have found with the solid hot foil plate is that with this, I will quite happily run it back and forth through my machine twice. The reason being is that you want all of the foil on there, and there isn't really anything to kind of over foil. So this is one of the things that when I'm doing an actual pattern, like this one, I will run it through once, but very slowly. When I'm doing the solid hot foil with the negative pieces, I will run it through slowly, but once and then back again, just to kind of make sure that I get all of the foil, or as much foil as possible, onto my paper. Now, again, a key thing with the solid hot foil, which was something that took me a while to get to actually, is that the paper makes such a difference. This goes for all hot foiling really, but especially with the solid hot foiling. So the timer says it's ready, so let's do this. We are going to pull this off the platform, and we're going to just push this to the side. And then we're going to run this through our die cutting machine. Now, something else is with this is that I try to push down as well so that nothing inside kind of shifts. So we're gonna want to run it through once, slowly, like so, and then all the way back. There we go. Put this out. And then pop this straight back onto the platform. And then we're gonna see, oh my goodness me, look at that. You can see like the imprint of where the solid machine or the solid plate has gone. So we're gonna peel this off and see. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is absolutely stunning. Woo, beautiful. Okay, so some of the things that we have gone over today is paper, heat, speed, and also patience. Something that is super, super important with foiling is to be patient. So you got to be patient to make sure that your machine is heating up fast or long enough. You got to be patient as you're rolling your sandwich through your die cutting machine. And also, if it doesn't work the first time, just try again and just see if you can kind of tweak something and make it work better for you the next time. So again, also, if you haven't got the solid hot foil plate just yet, still make sure you keep all of your negatives, because even if there's overfoiling or underfoiling on those pieces, those can be your practice pieces. So don't waste anything, and don't save your super pretty patterns for your test runs with the solid hot foil plate. So those are just some do's and don'ts, and hopefully you will have as much fun on the hot foil crazy train as I am. But I will also link to some of the other super, super helpful videos that have helped me a lot. So you can find a solid hot foil 101 class over on the Pinkfresh Studio YouTube channel. You can also go and check out Yana Smakula's channel. She is the queen of hot foiling. I have learned so much from her. And again, just make sure you use good paper, lots of heat or even heat, patience, be patient with yourself and be patient with your machines as well, and have fun. That is the most important thing. And if you have any questions or want to know anything else, just please pop your questions down in the comment box down below. I will endeavor to answer them as in-depth as I can, and until then, enjoy the rest of the release week and inspiration.